Welcome to Mad Props. Today I have a very special guest, friend of mine, Momo Sanogo, former football player, Ole Miss standout, and now he is coming on to talk a little bit about moving on from football, that decision, how he got there, all that stuff, and a lot more. We also talk about our favorite YouTube videos. I'm a very big YouTube fan. Along with just a bunch of other stuff. It's a really good episode. It's more like he's my co-host on this episode than he's even a guest on this episode. You're not going to want to miss that. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Go ahead down below, hit subscribe, leave a comment, leave a message for us, whatever you want. Let us know how you enjoyed the episode. You can also follow us on social media at Mad Props Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, especially Instagram and TikTok. That's where we do most of our posting, so you can check us out there. Make sure you also check out Sketching Up Podcast. If you are on this podcast right now on Spotify, Apple, you can hit the Schnabel Studios owner pod, and they'll take you to Sketching Up, or you can look up Sketching Up Podcast. It's comics, video games, cartoons, all that stuff. Check out the Crosstown 9 podcast, all baseball, all Yankees, a little bit of Mets here and there, but you're not going to want to miss that one either. Those are all the Schnabel Studios podcasts out there right now. Before we get started, I don't know how many people out there, I know a lot of people use Spotify. I don't know how many people out there use YouTube Music. We talk a little bit about it in this episode, but I have now been using YouTube Music for 2 months, maybe a month. The reason is I've always had YouTube Premium. Again, talk about it later in the episode. I've always been a YouTube guy. So I got you Premium because I don't want the ads. I like the longer videos. They put ads every 10 minutes. I don't want that. So I got YouTube Premium, and then I realized I could just get YouTube Music with YouTube Premium. So I got rid of Spotify. I mean, it was the same price. Spotify was $18 a month to have Spotify Premium when it was $18 a month. Actually, I think it's $15.99 to have YouTube Premium, and you also get the YouTube features with the music features. Basically, I just want to go over the positives and negatives. The positives of having YouTube Premium and YouTube Music is that you have YouTube Premium and Music, two for the price of one. If you're someone like me that likes to go on a lot of YouTube, it's actually like an extremely good deal to have. You don't have to worry about ads. And then you also get the music aspect of it as well. If you can find it on YouTube, you could find it on YouTube Music, whether it's actually music or just a video. Most of the time, just music will pop up, but you could do it either way. They have the AI system. So we were talking about that. You'll hear it later in this episode, so I'm not going too deep into it. But X or whatever, the Spotify DJ, they have that kind of system on YouTube as well, but it more curates playlist or finds playlist based on what you're trying to search. Usually it's pretty good. I did do like 2015 hip hop once, and it gave me like 10 songs, and then the playlist ended, and I didn't really like that. So that wasn't great, but usually it does pretty well. It's just depending on how vague or how specific you are is what you're going to get there. But some of the negatives of it, one, if you leave YouTube Music, it doesn't stay where you are. So the song is still active, but like if you're like a minute in, it goes back to the beginning every single time. Don't like that. Another thing, I don't necessarily love the AI. It's good, but not great. I do think Spotify's AI is a little bit better, mostly because if you put in an artist, it gives you kind of the top songs. So like if I put in T.I., I don't want to hear a deep cut from his new album. Like, you want to hear some of the songs that you already know. You're not putting it in to hear deep cuts of T.I. Like I said, 2015 gave me like 10, 11 songs, and some of them I never heard. And I'm like, 2015 was my peak of listening to popular music. That was my senior year of college. So I'm like, there's no way that I shouldn't know 6 of these 11 songs. I have no idea what they are. So that was kind of a negative as well. Overall, I've enjoyed it. I will say I'm not someone that listens to a ton of music. I listen to audiobooks, I listen to podcasts, and I listen to like remixes of other music, like jazz remixes and lo-fi remixes of things. So it's great for me. But if you're an actual music listener, it's not really that great. There's a lot of things they have to update. There's a lot of things they have to do. I'm sure if I learned it a little better, it would be actually one of the biggest things. The reason I made the switch in the first place is because I looked at YouTube Music. I already had it, right? Because I already had premium when I had Spotify as well. So I go on and it says I can transfer all my playlists over. So recently I've tried to go to some of those playlists so I can try to break the algorithm up and like start putting on some of the music I listen to, because it doesn't really know my algorithm yet, right? Like if I listen to some lo-fi remix of something, that's all it knows. I haven't listened to anything else yet. So I'm trying to break it up to show what I listen to. Well, it didn't transfer all the playlists. It only transferred a couple of them. So now I got to go back and try to transfer them again. But I was like, oh, like all my playlists are not here. So it doesn't make any sense. So that was one of the big reasons I did in the first place, and it didn't work out. So anyway, I just wanted to start the show with that because we do talk about it a little bit, but I want to go a little more in depth because I was just using YouTube Music right before this, and now it's fresh on my mind, and that's why I wanted to talk about. Anyway, let's get to Momo. Let's get to the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, and here we go. This is Mad Props. Momo, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Excited to have you on. You're one of a handful now of DC players, former DC players, some current still, that have joined this podcast. So how do you feel joining the DC reunion?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel included. My boy Chris cares about me. No, but I'm doing good, though.
I'm beyond happy you're able to join, but this was almost a live one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What was that, like 3 weeks ago now? I don't even remember.
2 or 3 weeks ago?
It was when I was going to Orlando to play in Orlando. I don't even know if I told you about it. We saw each other a few weeks ago. It's funny. Yeah. We almost recorded a few, but we did see each other at that same day because we went to one of the UFL games. But I was in town because I was flying out to go to Orlando to play in a charity game at the Kia Center where the Orlando Magic play. Did we talk about that at all, or is this all brand new?
No, we didn't. Did you win?
So let me think. I think we played 2 games, lost 2, won 2. But none of that matters. Maybe we played 3 games. None of that matters. There's 3 games. I know for a fact now it's 3 games. None of that matters. First game, I only scored 1 bucket. Had a bunch of assists. I just didn't get a lot of touches.
Facilitator.
Second game, had 10 points. Third game, had 9 points. These are like 8-minute games. They're not that long of games because they're like – there's a big rotation of things. This isn't like a full – 40-minute, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like rotate next team in. But got some buckets in the next 2. Got some buckets. So the first game I scored 2, and I'm like, I got the score. That was awesome. But like, I need to like actually start going. Like, I need to actually play. Like, I need to actually score. Like, I'm not going to get opportunity. I might get this opportunity next year, but you never know, right? Like, I got to continue to go. So
if I was there, I'm telling you right now, it's just straight screens and good defense.
Well,
that's all I got.
Defense, I don't got to worry about defense. There's no up and downs on my defense. It's just it is locked tight, and then occasionally someone goes by. Occasionally someone gets by. Sometimes it happens. It is what it is.
And Chris, I just don't have the finesse required to play offense. Like, I'm telling you, there's been times where I get past the ball wide open. I know I have a layup, but I know it's going to be contested, and I'll just dish it out.
You gotta learn that contact layup. That's what it is. I hate a contact layup in the game. I went for it. I'm telling you, I got the ball. So I'm like not bad. Now, right now, my skills are probably a little diminished. We'll get into why in a second. We'll get into a little bit of me, then I'll get into how you've been. How about that?
How about that? That sounds good.
But no, my skills were much better at the time because I've been playing every single day. And after the first game, I'm like, I have to actually like go. Like, I have to actually score. Like, whether we win or lose, like, I want to get some points up. Like, I don't want to just keep facilitating on the Kia Center court. Like, this isn't rec ball at some park. Like, I actually want to play. So anytime I got the ball, I would do some sort of move, go to the rack, Had a couple mid-range, did hit a 3. I hit a step back 3 over the guy that set up the entire thing. His name's Jonathan, buddy of mine. He's the one that invited me out. But I hit the step back 3 over him. On an NBA court, don't forget. This isn't like the high school one that you see at the gyms at the rec. It's
No,
NBA
it's the
court,
full three.
full three on a step back though, which is like regular pull up is cool, but I stepped back, shot it, great, fantastic stuff. So scored a couple, but then I haven't played in a couple weeks because I haven't been feeling well for a while. But then after that game, I was just like, I ended up going to urgent care. I was like, I do not feel good. I have to go to the doctor. Still don't know exactly what's wrong. Feeling much better now. Played in my company softball games last night. Felt really good. Gonna try to play a little bit of basketball tomorrow, but like I couldn't do anything. I was having chest problems. I was having back problems. I was having all these different things. I worked out. I came back. I felt better. Worked out that Monday, and then felt like I was on my deathbed for like a week. Went to the doctor a bunch of times, tried to get it figured out. They never figured anything out. They now think it's like a muscular thing. So I'm getting a deep tissue massage this weekend, trying to get whatever they think is there. They gave me the spots to get massaged out. No one could tell me what's wrong though. But at the end, it doesn't matter.
All the testing and no results came back.
All the testing. I got the blood tests, X-rays. I mean, you name it, I've done it, and they got nothing.
Done.
They got nothing for it. But I'm alive and well, and I'm right here, and I'm still going. The last couple of days I've been easing back. I'm like, all right, let's see if it works. Like, let's see if I go play in this softball game, if I go for a light jog, and I haven't felt anything on any of these things. So I'm like, all right, whatever it is not acting up. So I'm just gonna continue to live my life until I have to move on or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, that happened right after the game. That I was feeling so bad. I was like, it was Mary and I are sitting there, and I was like, I have to go to the doctor
To the hospital.
right now.
Yeah.
So we went to urgent care and got that figured out. And now we're here, and now we're living, and now we're going. And I'm playing basketball tomorrow. I played softball the other day. I played a little basketball the other day, ran the other day, feeling much better. Went from like the story went like this, and then now we're going back.
We bounce back though.
Now we bounce
back. We always bounce back.
Now we bounce back. And now I'm talking to tell us a little bit about what you do right now. Medical device sales, right?
Yeah, so I do medical device sales for a company called Arthrex. I do sports medicine and a little bit of arthroplasty, a little bit of everything, honestly, but mainly sports medicine and arthroplasty.
And what made you want to get into doing? It's a very like unique area to be in.
I know, yeah. I had some time working in a bank. I was a finance major in college, and I got my master's in business, and it just didn't scratch the itch. Like, I would do it in the off season, like spend some time working with the bank, and they were trying to give me a full-time job, but there wasn't enough new things happening every day, enough problem solving, enough thinking on your toes, having to respond quick. Like, I miss that. And I have some friends that are in medical device sales, and they were telling me about the job, and I was like, that I knew that was a good field to be in, but like now I'm starting to really get interested and want to jump in on this. So spent some time looking for a job in the field, and ultimately landed the job with Arthrex and was really happy about it.
And before that, how we met is you played football. So you played for Ole Miss, played for Louisville. So you went to Louisville for the MBA, right?
No. So I got my MBA at Ole Miss. I got my MBA in 4 years. Like I did my undergrad
In
double
4
major,
years.
like business finance, and then did my master's all in 4 years.
Sorry, so when you went to Louisville, was that the end of your 4 years?
Yeah. So like after I had graduated from my master's, then I did a grad transfer to Louisville because I had an extra year for COVID.
Right. The COVID year. You got the COVID year.
Yeah,
You got an extra year in there. So you played at Ole Miss, played at Louisville, and then did you go straight to the UFL from college?
Yeah. I mean, I had a little mini camp invite with the Broncos, did well, but ultimately didn't get signed. A couple workouts after that, and it didn't shake out my way. Then I got drafted in with the XFL, and then like a month later they merged, and then got redrafted again to the Defenders in the UFL, and I played there 2 years.
Who'd you get drafted to when it was the XFL?
The Defenders.
Oh, so they picked you, and then they lost you, and then they picked you again.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just let you stay the first time? Because there was a whole new thing?
You know, because on that one, everybody got completely redrafted.
That's what I mean. So, like, they wanted everybody to just fall back into a pool so all the teams had a fair shot.
Yeah, and then all the teams ended up getting their old
Old
guys.
guys. Yeah, so I just got the same thing.
Yeah. So like when they combined, they cut half of the XFL and cut half of the USFL, like the teams.
Yeah.
They were both 8-8 and they brought 4-4 and put all 16 teams in a pool. And of course, all but like the one or two best players on each team got picked up, but the rest of them, like, they didn't get any opportunity. So what they did was they said, okay, we're going to let 90 people come to training camp.
90 people. Like per team.
Yeah. Like, so
I thought of it I thought of it something completely different for a second. I thought you were saying like at a tryout. I'm like, yeah, like 90 people seems like a good amount for like another free agency thing. Now I'm thinking, then it hit me. I'm like, oh no, you're saying 90 people per team came out. 8 teams, 90 people.
Yeah. 8 teams, 90 people. And it's not like it is now where it's like cuts at the very end. It was just like every week people would get cut. And then there were like 3 main cuts through the like training camp period. And it was wild, like how the locker room just kept dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. They finally got to that final number. What's the final number?
I was actually going to ask the same thing because I know, is it 46 or is it 50 something?
I think it's 43.
43. I thought it was 46. So 43 is probably right. For some reason, 53,
somewhere around there.
53-man roster was the NFL at some point, or maybe still is.
Yeah, 53 is the NFL. And then, so like they just cut it down, but
they just cut it down to 43. Well, I've seen the lockers you guys use. So were some people using like the bathroom stalls as their locker? Because I don't think there's enough for everybody.
It was for the first week, probably it was 2 people to a locker, and they brought extra lockers in. It was terrible. And then as it dwindled down, everybody got their own locker, and we were like, we can do this. This is a lot better.
This is nice. You say they brought lockers in. I'm just thinking like in this open wall, there's just like high school lockers that have the one at the top, one at the bottom.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And I was right next to Matt McCrane.
Yeah. For guest friend of the show, Matt McCrane. He's been on here.
Love
before.
that guy, man.
Yeah.
Good guy.
He's crushing it this year. 2 60-yard, 4-point field goals already.
No, he's killing it. But we knew that was him.
Yeah, we knew that was him. How much are you paying attention to what's going on with them?
A little bit. I know they shouldn't have lost. I live with Farad, so he came back and was like, "Yo, you still got that extra room?" I was like, "Hell yeah, man, come on." So he's staying with me. So every time he comes back, we'll talk a little bit. But they're rolling now. But they dropped that first one. They shouldn't have dropped that.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost that first one. But hey, slow starts. It's all good. So the reason we say, are you keeping up with it, though, is because you got this new job and you decided to leave football. So take us through that whole process. Take us through that decision and take us through why you ultimately chose to go to this career path.
Yeah, so I love football and I was all in on it, but like I was always prepared for like that what's next. And I didn't want to be one of those people that was continuing to hinder their future because they were unwilling to let go. You know what I mean? So I kind of said to myself when I got in the league, I was having some workouts and I was like, okay, if I go 2 years without getting a workout, it's time to let the game go. And then that happened. Like after the first year, didn't get any workout opportunities going into that next season. Still didn't get any. And so like after we won the championship, and I remember it was so bittersweet, the championship, because I had this feeling like this was going to be my last game, And after that, I was like, you know what? I prayed about it and I was like, I'm going to leave it to God. I put a date on it. I was like, November. If November 1st comes, like I'm just going to try to go get a job in medical device sales. And if I don't get a job in the top 3 company in the category I want to be in, which was sports medicine. So if I didn't get a job in the top 3 company, I was going back to football if I didn't get it by November 1st. I got hired October 20th.
Yeah. Right before.
So in my mind, I was already starting to prepare for like, okay, I need to start training. Like I'm going back to the game. No, October 20th came, got hired. And I was like, well, I'm the one that spoke it. I was asking for signs right in front of me. So
And are you happy that you got into your field and didn't? Because some drag it down the line, some go into coaching, stay very close to the game. But I mean, you're still close because you're in sports medicine, but you've kind of very much moved away from it. How is that like mentally feeling?
It's tough, to be honest. And coaching was something I definitely wanted to do. I had some of my old coaches really reach out to me, and you can make a pretty lucrative amount of money doing it. But it, you know, the type of player I was. Like I'm spending all day up there. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to diagnose the game from the finest level. So I know what type of coach I'm going to be. I'm not spending any time with my family. I'm always up there. I'm always trying to get a step ahead of the other team. Like, and family's big to me, so I needed something that was conducive to family life. So I ultimately decided that I didn't want to follow that path. But it's sport. Don't let sports medicine fool you. The majority of ACL injuries are not big athletes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of old people.
A lot of old people falling, and just their muscles aren't the same anymore.
Some guy's rotator cuff from when he played baseball in the 80s, you know? Like, all right.
Before rotator cuffs were a thing in baseball.
Yeah.
Now they come back all these years later, like, my arm kind of hurts. Like, yeah, you tore your rotator cuff 50 years ago.
When you were 15, you just kept living.
You just kept going. You just kept doing it. And now it doesn't exist, and you have to get something placed in there. I do definitely relate with the coaching thing, because so I am in videography still, but I was in videography for a long time. I got into it late in college. So same as you were doing baking, and then you found this new career path. I didn't get into doing real videography until my senior year of college. But even then, I was doing TV. I wasn't doing like creative, which I really wanted to do. I really wanted to do was radio, and that's why I have had a podcast since 2014, because I've always wanted to do radio over anything. Bless you. And I got into TV, and I was in TV for a long time, and I was doing a little bit of creative. I was doing music videos, I was doing documentaries and stuff like that, but I wasn't really I wasn't landing that job. So I stayed in TV, and I kept doing all this stuff, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. Then around 2017-ish, maybe 2016, I think it was 2017, I started to coach baseball. I was coaching middle school baseball. I was coaching high school baseball, both at a private school, and I was doing individual lessons, group lessons, travel ball. I was coaching like 1,000 different things with baseball. And I did enjoy it. But like you said, like, you are constantly, I mean, this is at the high school level, and in Massachusetts, this isn't Texas football, high school football down here. It was much more condensed, but I mean, I'm going in, I'm making game plans for practice, putting together lineups, seeing who should be where, controlling all those different teams. At one point, I went to Gonzaga originally to go for coaching. Like, I had a GA ship. It ended up getting stripped because of COVID. So you got an extra year because of COVID. I lost my GA ship because of COVID. Totally different. Those are totally different. But no, I went there to do coaching. I did do it in the fall. I was a GA for the baseball team. I did like advanced analytical stuff during their fall games and things like that. And then one of the guys that was there, he did videography, learned that I had this huge, extensive video background. Like, oh yeah, we need someone to do video during COVID. Like, I need somebody that I know can do video during COVID, because I can't have a bunch of people. I need one person that could do a bunch of things. So I started working with him for money, like, because I wasn't getting my master's paid for anymore. And that's how I fell back into videography. And I was doing more creative stuff. I still got to do podcasting, and I did broadcasting as well. I was the play-by-play guy for the baseball team, seeing as I knew a lot of the guys and I knew a lot of the analytics already. It was a really good fit. But I got back into videography, and that's how I got to where I am today. That's how I met you in the first place. Like, if I stayed in the other path, I would have never met you, because I would have been coaching somewhere. But because I got back into videography, I ended up going through all that. All I did, then go to DC, and then do video. Well, technically on social media, but I did a lot of video there as well. But that's how we met. And it all comes back to this moment.
For COVID. All goes back to COVID.
It all goes back to COVID. I joke, but realistically, COVID was very good to me, because I was 450 pounds before COVID, and then I went down to 225 pounds after COVID.
And now you a strapping young man. Showing
busting,
them, look
busting out of
at
his shirt.
it.
busted out of this shirt. Not in a good way.
No, when you told me that, I was like, man, you're pulling my leg.
Yeah, I show you a photo.
And then you showed me the pictures, and I was like, no way, bro, good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's funny because if you really look at it, you go like, yeah, I could see it. But honestly, if you look at the photos, you're like, it's hard to tell that it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Over 200 pounds is a big difference.
No, that looks like that might be your brother.
That's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see the similarities. Yeah, you can see the similarities, but it's like, that's not it, though. That's not you, but it is. That was me. It feels like two different lives. It really does.
You should do like a video montage of like you back then, and it's like the like ding, 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 like the music, and it goes, "Yep, that was me."
No,
please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's you're probably wondering how I got to this or something.
You're probably wondering how I got here. Yeah. Hey, put that in. You gotta follow it.
I got you. I'll figure it out. I'll send it just to you. I will create this and send it just to you, so for your entertainment. No one else even needs to see it. Just for you, for your entertainment. I will go find that. I had a lot of people telling me like, you should, take progress photos and do this, do that, do inspiration here, there. But that's great for a lot of people, and if it motivates them, that's amazing. That's not who I am. Like, yeah, I do a lot of things on social media, but for full transparency, the only reason I do things on social media is because I have this podcast. I want people to listen to it. If you could just put it out and not need social media, back when I used to do this, where you just kind of put it out and either got picked up or it didn't, and you just hope for the best. Like, now you really have to be doing social media constantly.
If you're marketing your stuff full time.
Yeah, if you want to, even in the profession you were in with football, like, if you're trying to be seen, you almost have to do the same thing. I know a soccer player who was a good soccer player. Not that he was bad or anything. He played in the USL. He plays his whole career in the USL. He's now retired. He's a great guy. But I do think one of the reasons he was always looked at is he had a big social media following, because he did all these like training videos, and he would teach you how to do this or teach you how to train like this, or it's just you and a ball. Go find this to learn how to use your off foot or learn how to do this. I feel like that really does, like, when he gets older and his skills are diminishing right before he retires, people are going to still look at you because they see the tape of you. They understand how you work. They understand the work ethic, like all that stuff. So even in that situation, like, you kind of have to put yourself out there just if you want to really get shots, which is a crazy world we live in. You have to be a social media influencer to get a job. Sweet.
Isn't that crazy?
Sweet. That's what you got to love. You don't have to do that, though. You didn't have to be a social media influencer.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie. Armani, one of my roommates, he played for the Birmingham Stallions, or he still does, actually. But we had just gotten out the season. One of his friends called him and was like, man, like, you should make content. And he was like, all right. He started getting into it, started making content, started like adding me in on the content. And I'm bored. I'm bored spending every day looking for a job. So I'm like, I might as well start making some content. Since the day I got hired, I have basically been non-existent.
People would have thought you disappeared.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think I know what you're talking about too. You were posting about TikToks. There's a stretch there posting a lot of TikToks. Yeah, I remember. Because
it's like fun. You have fun making these videos and recording stuff and editing it, and then you post it and you don't get any likes and any views, but it's like, I had fun doing it.
Yeah, and when you do, it's like this podcast, for example. I mean, we had times, even when we had good-sized guests, we'd had times where it's like we'd have maybe 30 views, 30 downloads, 100, 150. Now we get a pretty steady, it's always between 1,000 and 10,000 downloads per episode, which is awesome. But like,
yeah,
when I was first going, it was just nice to see people were reacting to it. It's nice to see that it was actually being listened to, even if it's
responding back to every comment.
I'll tell you right now, I still try to respond to every comment. I still do try to respond to every comment. We don't get as many. It's one of the things with this podcast I'm trying to figure out, especially on YouTube. We get a lot of views, and the retention time. I always thought the retention time was going to be awful, but I was looking through the analytics earlier today. Our retention time is actually pretty good, but we get no comments ever, and I don't understand it. I'm like, why don't we get comments? Like, we have the
maybe it's engagement. Like, do you ever like if you ever come back to if you ever get to like a little stamp, like a point where both of you are, I don't know, like you can't think of the same thing, and then you go back to the comments and like, hey, do you guys know what we're talking about? Have you guys seen this before? Like, leave a comment if you've seen this before. Like
I do that all the
montage
time.
we were talking about.
I do the.
Oh, you do that and they don't respond?
Nobody responds. Nobody likes me like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those guys. Like, whenever the video I'm watching says that, I'm like, all right.
No,
I'll give my answer.
I'll
share my 2 cents.
Yeah, they're like, I got nothing to say. I just want to listen. I just want to listen. We need you to say it. You need to say, go leave a comment, because they're coming for you, not for me.
Go leave a comment. Have you seen that montage?
Have you seen it?
Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
Going back to the meme. Have you seen the meme? If you've seen it, leave a comment. Subscribe and leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get updates.
Man, I'm that person. I'm that person that's always bringing up old memes from like 2015 that no one knows what I'm talking about, and I'm laughing trying to tell about it, and then no one's seen it before.
That's why you gotta just shoot them to me. You don't shoot them to me. 2015 that's my prime with internet. I mean,
that's the prime time.
I'm a senior in college. Fetty Wap's big right now. That's the time. That's the time right there. No, are you a big YouTube person?
I used to be. I spend too much time on it, man. Like,
on YouTube,
I get stuck watching like ASMR renovation videos of like old machines and just watching them turn like an old GameCube, like that was found in a dumpster, to like a brand new working one. Everything's clean.
Oh, I like those.
And I'll just watch those for hours. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have to get off.
Oh, so today, well, I like to have a video on while I'm working. I'm big on YouTube. I have YouTube Premium. I think YouTube Premium is the best bundle of anything you can get. You get YouTube without ads. You can play the videos while your phone's closed. So if you're like,
you have to pay for that?
You have to pay for that. But you also...
I'm trying to figure out why my phone won't do that.
You get YouTube Music, which is just like any other music app, but all the music on YouTube. And videos. You can just look up a video and do it. And you just get that as well. You get podcasts on YouTube Music, or you get them on YouTube. I think it's the best. You get so much more for the same price. It's actually less than Spotify, which is wild. But it's like you get so much more for the same price as the ones that you just get music for. That's why I think
what you lose is your social benefit, though.
Oh, I don't care about that.
You know what I mean?
I don't have any anyway.
Like I'm like, oh, bro, send me that song, and you're like, yeah, I'll send you the YouTube of it.
Okay, you don't have YouTube?
And I'm like, why didn't you just send it to me on Apple Music or Spotify? And you're like,
I can still do that. I can still go to Spotify and go to the song. I just can't listen to a playlist the way you want to listen to it. It's just it just shuffles through it and might have ads. I actually haven't touched Spotify in a while. I have a beef with Spotify. They don't have a beef with me, but I have a beef with Spotify.
You have a beef with them.
Yeah. It's funny that this comes up because it's come up now on 3 episodes. So let's keep going back to
all roads lead to how Spotify pissed you off.
Okay, so this podcast used to be on Anchor. Great podcast hosting site. Podcast like where we upload to, and then it goes into the feed and goes out to everybody. I loved Anchor. Anchor was bought by Spotify and came Spotify for podcasters, which is now Spotify for creators. So we used to get really good numbers. Right? And really good numbers. It switches to Spotify, and our numbers are terrible. Like, the views and downloads don't make sense. So I'm testing...
their algorithm.
No. Trust me. I learned what it was, and I have a theory on why they did it. So I tried to test this out. I had my phone. I had Mary's phone. I had a bunch of people's phones. I had played an episode. And I launched it, and right when it launched, I had everybody hit play, go through the episode, came back 10 minutes later to see how many plays it had. And it said it had 0. I was like, all right. Went back an hour later, still said 0. Went back like 3 hours later, still said 0. Those plays never showed up. And I know for a fact there were 10 plays on there on Spotify.
Yeah.
So we tried it like that. I tried it with like, all right, you use Apple Podcasts, you use iHeartRadio, I'll use this. Nothing came through. So my theory now I could be wrong, but this one's my theory, is that Spotify has the like partnership where you can put ads in and they get a certain percentage of it. But if you're not getting a ton of downloads or listens, like we weren't getting 50 million or anything like that, right? It was like maybe 500 at the time, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, but they're pretty low. They're not making anything off of that. Well, they control your analytics. So like they could say how many you have and you just kind of have to believe it.
Yeah.
So I could never apply for the advertising because I wouldn't get enough plays, and I was always just missing the amount of plays you needed because the analytics weren't correct. So I was never able to get it. So I eventually take it off.
They were fleecing you, so they didn't have to pay you.
I eventually take it off of Spotify. We now go through Riverside, which is how we're recording right now. The day it transferred to Riverside, the numbers exploded because Riverside was taking all of my old data and putting it out there for me to see. And I could see like, oh, this episode actually got like 4,000 downloads when they told me it got like 4D downloads.
That's insane.
Insane.
There's got to be some sort of class action for that. Huh?
Well, funny enough, it's not for that, but when Drake lost that battle with Kendrick and then he sued Spotify, that's kind of what it was for, where they're manipulating plays. And he went after Kendrick.
This is a known thing that they do.
Yes. There's a couple known things that they do that are shady. That's why I'm off Spotify. They do a lot of shady things. But Drake went after it because he lost to Kendrick, and he doesn't want that song to be as big as it is. Not like Us, the song being. That's why he did it. He didn't do it for the little ones. He didn't do it for anything. He did it because he was upset that he lost the rap battle. But the premise of what he was doing was correct. You know what I mean? Like going after Spotify because Not Like Us. I was listening to like I can't remember what the play, but it was not even close to hip hop. And Not Like Us was on the playlist. So I am a Kendrick fan. I like Kendrick. I don't dislike either of them. I also like Drake. I just like Kendrick more. But I'm with him on this. Like he was right. He's right on this. Like they were throwing it into a bunch of playlists, so it showed up on everybody's feed. Like that's just what they did. But they do that all the time, especially with the bigger artists that they're big with. There was a time when Drake's album came out, and Drake was literally on the face of every single playlist. Like it could have been country tunes, and it was like him in a cowboy hat, or it was like local jazz, and it was him like with like a saxophone or something. I don't even know what it was, but he was the face of every single one of them.
So I wonder if like I'm enabling this because I'm
a Spotify user.
Spotify. More than that, I'm the Spotify DJ user.
Oh, you do the AI DJ?
Yeah,
One of the reasons
I
left.
get in the car.
One of the reasons I left.
I click it and it's, what's up, Momo?
It's your DJ X.
I'm gonna play a couple. Yeah, it's your DJ X. I got a couple tunes for you. It seems like you're driving, so here's some nice driving vibes.
And
then it comes in with the music. It's like that's nice. I like that.
See,
I appreciate
it's one. The ultimate reason I left is because I have YouTube Premium. I use YouTube more than anything, and so that's why I originally got YouTube Premium. It had nothing to do with the music or anything we talked about. There's two things I used it for. One, because I just don't want the ads. I watch it all the time. I don't want the ads. I like to watch the long ones. I watch like the they call them the video essays or like the documentary styles.
Yeah, and
they're in every 10 minutes.
Killer.
So I'd rather just pay. It's basically like if I were to pay for Netflix. I don't have Netflix. I don't have like Hulu. I have YouTube Premium. That is my streaming service. That's why
but then you spend time watching so many long videos. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So like it makes sense. I think it's $15.99 a month. Like that makes sense. It's not that bad. But I left Spotify ultimately because Spotify was $18.99 a month for premium, and I could do everything I want to do on YouTube that I can do with Spotify. The only thing I can't do on YouTube that I did with Spotify is I listen to audiobooks a lot, but I just got a digital library card and I can I get all the ebooks I want, and now that also is useless. So that's the ultimate reason I get rid of Spotify. But then there's other things like DJX. Where it goes, hey, it's your DJ X here. I'm going to play some stuff you've been listening to lately. And then Twisted Fingers by Mexican OT comes on. That's because you've played it the last 6 months as the first song. Like, I don't continue to play it. You are playing it. That's why it's the most played song. Because you, the AI, keep playing it.
I'll go and I'll like hit the suggestion thing and say, hey, play me music I haven't heard before for an hour straight. And it'll make like a long playlist, and I'll just hit next if I don't like it. And then whenever that's up, like I'll let it go more. Like I'll play with it like that. And
Yeah.
it's actually useful, like if you use it as a tool.
Yeah, I do that. I do that as well. Like I'll do play me. I used to do like play me like
Put me good
my
studying music or
good
something.
study music. Play me my top songs for 2015. We'll go back to 2015, and it'll. I don't know if I was on it in 2015, but like it'll play the top songs or something like that. But I will say YouTube Music also does that. It's not
Oh,
DJX. Like I don't get the personalization of DJX coming in or anything like that. It just plays the music for you, but it does have the AI music tool, and it can either curate a list for you or it can find a playlist that fits what you're looking for. So like one thing I like to listen to in the morning when I wake up, or sometimes when I'm working, like a lot of people like lo-fi. I like Nintendo jazz remixes. They're like low key, they're fun. I like them. That's what I like to listen to. I could continue my work and not get distracted. Anytime I put that in, it's a different playlist that comes up. They're already created playlists on YouTube, but they'll just give me a new one every single time.
well, that's dope.
Yeah. So overall, I like YouTube music. Whatever. If it's not socially accepted, neither am I. All right.
No, I have this like hour long video of like I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say what it is. I'm gonna embarrass myself. It's okay. If you go to YouTube, you type in
How
salad.
about how this? I will say something that is worse than what you said after this about YouTube that I watch to make you feel better. All right.
Okay,
So
deal.
you don't feel as bad.
So I'll go to YouTube and I'll type in sad Naruto songs, right? And crazy thing to type in, but the songs
Not really.
are beautiful.
Yeah,
And
they're
it's great to
great.
fall asleep to. So I'll put it's the one that's like a black screen and it's Sasuke and why am I blanking?
I'm not even gonna be able to help. 'Cause-
Itachi, Sasuke
Okay.
and Itachi. I don't know why I just lost it. That's my favorite character, Itachi. But Sasuke and Itachi like back to back. If you ever go look that up and you find that video, that's what I sleep to. And it used to be so nice because it didn't have ads on it. But then all of a sudden they started putting ads on the video, and I'm like about to fall asleep, and it's like a PetSmart ad. I'm like, what am I doing?
It's the worst.
Like,
So, especially on the road, I'll use the black screen fan noise or My favorite one is black screen white noise. That white noise, it puts me to sleep in a second.
better than the fan?
Better than the fan. Yes,
I'm gonna have to
it
try
surprised
it.
me
I'm gonna have
too.
to try
The
it.
reason I've learned it is because I usually listen. I'll give you two stories now because this isn't what I was going to tell you. Sometimes on the plane, I will, because you could download with YouTube Premium, I will download 10 hours of fan black screen, and I'll just put on my headphones with the fan, and I'll fall asleep on the plane to it. But I always like kind of like I'll do it, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta listen to music or something because it's not working. I did twice the white noise. The second I turned it on, passed out. And now when I need it, I pass out every single time. It works so well. I don't know what it is.
And you said 3D white noise, but you have to have headphones to do that? Is that what makes it like,
No. It's black screen white noise.
oh,
It's just
black screen white
black
noise.
screen white noise.
So
Yeah.
that it's not bright
So
because
it's
people
not
put it on their
bright.
TVs.
Yeah. Not that it matters for me because I have premium. I can click it.
Okay,
Yeah.
buddy. All
All
right.
right. Look at me out here flashing my money with my YouTube premium that I had to cancel Spotify for. No, all right. The whole reason I was saying the YouTube thing is because today I like to watch something when I'm at work. I think that's how we got into all this. I like to watch something when I'm at work. Whether I'm watching or listening, it's usually on YouTube, right? So this YouTube live comes up as my suggested video, and I don't know if so we're recording on a Friday. There's a huge massive like storm outbreak in the Midwest. Did you see anything about this at all, or have you heard about there was like
Like in the wintertime?
no, just now. Like this just happened today. This is today I'm talking about. Today we're
Oh.
recording. This is what I'm talking about. There was a massive like severe thunderstorm tornadoes all through the Midwest today. There
Oh,
was
no,
like
I didn't see any of
there
that.
was like 30, 40, 50 confirmed tornadoes, something like that today. Yeah.
What is going on?
I'm interested in weather. I'm interested in tornadoes. Dead scared of them. Like very interested though, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those irrational fears for a long time because I lived in New York. So like I didn't know much about
But you
them,
didn't
but I
have
knew I didn't like
any.
them. We don't really have
Yeah,
tornadoes. But now, and then I lived in Texas. Like every spring, your thing's going off every other day.
yeah. I
So
just sleep through it.
yeah, that's what Mary does too. She's like, whatever. And I'm like, we're gonna die. But
Get under the stairs.
get,
Get
in
now.
get in the most central location, away from all windows, doors, and barriers. But one of the weather things came up, and it was this guy. I would like you to guess it, but I'm just going to tell you. His name's Max Velocity. He's the weatherman Max Velocity. That's what he goes
Velocity.
by. But he's just a YouTuber that goes like live there, and he's like a YouTube meteorologist. And
He's like a storm chaser almost.
no, he's not a storm chaser, but he works with a bunch of storm chasers.
Oh, okay.
He's literally like he's on the screen in the corner, and then he has like a big screen and then 3 little screens and another map over here, and he'll go through the map and it'll be like, oh, this right here, tornado's gonna happen. Let's go look, and they like click thing, and then there's like a video of a storm chaser that's near there. He's like, there's the funnel. You can see the funnel coming down. If you're in this area,
that's cool.
find a space now. Make sure you're in the most centralized look. That's why I said that. That's what he said, something like that. The most centralized location, away from all windows. But I found that at like 10 o'clock this morning, and it played on my phone until about an hour before we recorded tonight.
All the things you did today was just like in the background.
It was in the background the whole time. This dude.
Did you lie to me? Is one of those monitors you got right now still playing Max Velocity?
It should, because the Yankee game ended. So Max Velocity needs to get out there now. It's his time to shine. I actually came across him a long time ago. This is why it was in my algorithm at all. I don't watch. This is only the second time I've ever seen him, but a long time ago he did come across my timeline, either that or on TikTok or something. He had like 5,000 subscribers. He has almost 2 million now. Like
Shoot.
I don't know if he
Blew
did
up.
like a. He must have like followed one of the big winter storms or something, because he had like 5,000. This wasn't even a year ago. Like this was after I was with y'all in the UFL that I saw him for the first time. He had like 5 or 10,000 subscribers, and now he has almost 2 million subscribers. Max Velocity is a solid name, by the way. If you're a storm chaser, that is a great
Max
weather
Velocity.
name.
But I had to get away from TikTok because the live function, like I would be swiping and seeing my feed, and then every like 5 or 6 it's an ad, and then every other 5 or 6 it's a live.
Yeah.
That's where they get me for hours, because then they'll put a live, like somebody playing COD or something like that, somebody playing some video game, somebody playing Rocket League, and the person's like also streaming on what's that,
Twitch,
whatever the app, Twitch. They're streaming on Twitch, and I would just sit there and just watch somebody play Rocket League. I'm terrible at Rocket League. I haven't even touched my PlayStation in like almost 3 years now, and it's just I just sit there and watch
That's
it.
why you're so intrigued by it, though. It's because he's so good at it. There's a couple of streamers I enjoy. One of them who's been on this podcast, his name's Ryukar. He's maybe the best Mario player on the planet. Maybe not number one, but he's really, really good. He's like unbelievably good. I could sit there. He used to play Mario Maker a lot. Mario Maker is not really that popular of a game anymore. The first one's not even active anymore, but that's where I first saw him, was Mario Maker 1. And he would be in the background while I'm editing documentaries. This is how far my YouTube watching goes back, by the way. I mean, I'm editing documentaries in 2016 and doing this that's 10 years ago. But he'll be in the background and stuff. But the reason I liked having him on is because it's just so, I love playing Mario, and I'm pretty good at Mario, but I mean, he's like another level of good. And it's so interesting to see somebody. So it's the same reason we watch sports. It's hard to explain to people that don't understand streaming. Then they go and watch a football game. It's like, I can't go do that. Like, I'm watching the Magic. I can't go do what Paolo Banchero's doing.
Do you know the game Elden Ring?
I do.
Oh my goodness. Hours upon hours watching videos of people playing Elden Ring, doing it different ways, all of the things. All these videos are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long a piece. And I'm just sitting here watching all of them. And then I play the game, and it's like one of the hardest games I've ever played.
Yeah. It's
so hard.
It's so hard. And it's like,
but I finally beat it. I finally won Elden Lord. and then they've dropped the new DLC. Brother, I didn't touch it. I did not touch it. I saw so many videos about how much harder it was, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to watching. So I've watched probably somewhere around 80 hours of the new DLC
that you have,
and haven't touched it. I don't even have the DLC.
I was gonna say the DLC that I have. I just watch someone else play it because it's.
I don't even have it. Like, I was like, I refuse to get it because it's so hard, but I'm gonna watch it for 80 hours.
And it's enjoyable. It's
phenomenal.
It's just funny to me because I'll watch streamers and stuff like that a lot, and you know, people will be like, "How could you watch a streamer?" Not now. Most people my age, our age, don't do that as much anymore, right? Like a lot of us watch streamers now, but older than us definitely are like, "Why are you watching someone play video games? Like, why don't you just play it?" It's just like I said, it's the same reason I watch the Yankees. Like, I can't go do what Aaron Judge does. Doesn't mean I don't like enjoying watching what he does. Like, I enjoy to watch him play baseball still because he's really, really good at it. It's just a different type of competition and stuff. I tell people I went to the Pokemon. I think I told you this. I went to the Pokemon Championships. My friend Joe Brown is a commentator. I was locked in watching because like there's the strategy and stuff is just so. I could never do that. I love Pokemon. I like playing Pokemon. You'll never see me competing. I would get my ass whooped. I'd be 0 in the earth. I would never win a game. But it's really interesting to watch them play that game at such a high level and be so competitive, so strategic to try to win a championship.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I have no clue how to play Pokemon as far as it goes with cards or Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I played all the Pokemon games.
I'm talking about the video game. I have no idea.
Oh, they were playing the video game, but they have like an open world form, like you can challenge other people with the Pokemon you made in the game.
Oh yeah. That's that you can play online.
What game is what's the name of that?
There's a lot of them now. You got to go back a couple, but the one they were doing was oh god, I don't even want to say which one they did because there's a 0% chance I'm going to get the game right because I'm also behind on So we had some technical difficulties. Momo's stream just completely went out. His mic stopped working, his camera stopped working, all that stuff in the middle of our Pokemon speech. Unbelievable, right? So we're going to cut for a second. And when I'm done talking, we're going to go right back into the podcast, give you the last 20 minutes of the podcast. So stay tuned. We're right back. All right, we're back from the technical difficulties.
Sorry.
That someone was having. Someone was having.
It just all started failing at one time. It was rough.
Well, we were talking about Pokemon, but not too much was going on about it other than you didn't know they could play online, and I don't remember what the latest game is. So we could say we like it all we want, but
we hit a stalemate.
We are not up to date on anything. Not up to date on a single thing. Well, where can people find you? Where can people find you online, even though you said you're not on it, or where do you share your stuff? Where can people find you?
Yeah, my Instagram is _Momo Sanogo. Same thing with Twitter. And then I believe my TikTok is Momo Sanogo 7. If they want to go check it out and look at the embarrassing videos I've made over the past year.
Some of the old stuff.
Feel free to leave a comment like this. Look at this guy.
But I'll tell you right now, if I see people leaving comments on that and not on this, I'm gonna be furious.
They might go because they know it's okay to go talk BS in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like they get the free pass.
You could talk it here too.
Yeah.
Say how much you hate the show. I don't care. Engagement's engagement. I don't care what the engagement is. It's funny because like I post clips, whether it's myself or sometimes from other podcasts we do or something like that. I'll post clips that I know are going to get opinions. Now they're usually my opinion, so like I stand by what I said. But just because it's on the internet, I know people are going to go against it. I'm just like, I'm going to post it, but I know all I'm going to get is like, that's not true, or that's not this, or that's not that. I'm like, all right, engagement's engagement. You just got to remember engagement's engagement. And you know what I do? I go right back at them because you know what they're going to do? They're going to come right back. That's another 2 comments right there.
But tell me, what was the biggest hot topic that you hit?
I don't think it's really hot topics that I hit, but we'll do some like on Sketching Up that are reviewing something and I'll have a strong opinion about it, or I I did do one. I've done this twice. One was for a social media post that I did that I thought would be really good, and one was when I was talking about something. I'll do that. I'll just talk about that one. So we were talking about something, and I intentionally said something wrong because I knew it was going to be a clip. Like I was firing on all cylinders, which I never do, but I was firing on all cylinders. I knew this was going to be a clip. So in the middle of it, I strategically said something wrong. So we put it as a clip. People would be like, "It's not that. It's not." That's probably like the most like
that's what creators do. Like they'll actually hit in something 100%. That's just way wrong.
100%. It's engagement.
I've been got. I don't leave the comment, but I'm thinking I'm watching the video. I'm like, you said that wasn't right. That wasn't real.
You son of a.
Used to have a coach that used to do that every time he got mad. All the words they can't say.
Not related to what you just said, but because you said it reminded me. I once had a coach, not at me, but at one of my teammates, got so mad that they jumped on their hat, like how
like
70
threw
Sam
it on the ground and jumped on his hat.
Jumped on his hat. Have you ever seen a human
actually jump on his hat?
Yeah, like I've seen it in cartoons. Like Yosemite Sam used to do it all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I've always wondered, like, what are you getting from that?
Missed a sign. His baseball missed a sign. I don't remember the teammate, or I would say it by name because it would probably be funny. But one of the teammates missed a sign like twice in a row, and he threw his hat on the coach, threw his hat on the ground, and jumped on it.
That's funny.
Yosemite Sam or a cartoon character. All to say, have you ever in your entire life ever seen someone throw a hat on the ground and stomp on it?
No.
Never. I've never seen it again either. It's almost rarer than anything else you're going to see.
Once in a lifetime opportunity right there.
Another once in a lifetime opportunity. Did you know? Have you ever seen a tarantula in person?
No. No, not in the wild. I've seen one. People brought it to class.
I mean in the wild.
But I haven't like in the wild. I've seen a wolf spider, but not a tarantula, not an actual
wolf
tarantula.
Spiders and tiger spiders, right? Like they're all over the place.
Yeah,
especially down here in Texas, they're everywhere. They're huge. For people that don't know what either of those are, they're harmless, but they're big spiders.
No, I don't believe that they're harmless. I believe they're faking and pretending to be harmless. But if I ever give them the opportunity, they will show their danger.
I hope you don't kill them. I hope you do not kill them because they eat all the bugs, man. They don't do anything.
I'm not saying I do anything to them. All I'm saying is not around here, partner.
Oh, he takes care of them. He takes
maybe I put him in a cup
at a time.
And let him go outside.
He's a crazy person.
Maybe I put him in a cup and let him go outside. You don't know. I didn't make any.
Sounds like just like someone that would rip the legs off one by one.
Oh no! Hold a fly up by his wings and torture it. Like
that guy grew up to be really normal. No, but for people that don't know, they're very big spiders. They're all over the place here in Texas. Especially in Dallas. I used to see the tiger spiders all the time. They're big though. They'll creep you out, but they eat all the flies. They eat all mosquitoes. We never used to have mosquitoes in our backyard, but we see a tiger spider every once in a while. I said, Mary, you can't kill it. It's eating all the mosquitoes unless you want mosquito bites.
It gets in your room and lays eggs, and the babies come out and they crawl over you in your sleep. Then what?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, so we good. We good there. I haven't seen as many down here in Houston. But what I did see the other day when Mary and I were walking the dogs, it was like 6:37 in the morning, we saw a tarantula. A live tarantula. Wild tarantula. A Texas brown tarantula was called or something like that. We asked ChatGPT to see what it was.
That's crazy. That's actually really cool.
So it looked dead. And Mary's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. She's like, is it dead? I was like, I don't know. You can give it like a little tap to see if it like gets up or moves or just is dead. She didn't kick it. She gave it like a tap. And it took all its legs out. And it just stood there. It didn't do anything. It just stood there. And I was like, it was one of those things like, I don't like spiders. I don't hate spiders either. I'm not like you. I don't pull their legs off one by one. I don't mind them. Yeah, you might be, but that's not uncommon. A lot of people don't like spiders. But it was one of those things like I was so intrigued by this moment. And this happened 3 times now in Texas. I was so intrigued by this moment. I couldn't stop looking at it. Because I'm like, at first we're like, that's not a tiger or a wolf spider. It's like, is that a tarantula? So I took a photo of it, put it on ChatGPT, and said, "Can you name what this might be?" And they said that is a tarantula. I was like, "Oh, I've never seen a tarantula in the wild before."
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
didn't even know like they're around here or anything like that. The craziest thing, the week before, my mom and I were talking about if there's tarantulas in Texas, and I said, "I don't know." And then a week later, on the sidewalk, there was a tarantula right there.
They heard you.
Yeah, but that's the first, or well, that's the third of three. I saw a copperhead snake. I've never seen a pit viper like that before. I've seen a cottonmouth snake from a distance. I've seen water moccasins. They have those in New York, but I've never seen a pit viper. Like, I mean, it was pretty close. I was running on the trail. I saw it as I passed. I kind of saw it coming out. It's like, that looks like a venomous snake. That doesn't look like a garden snake. It's big. So I waited for it because I knew you could see it was about to cross the path behind me. So I waited and I took a photo of it. Used to watch a lot of Billy the Exterminator. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, used to watch a lot. So I took a photo really close in on its face, and that's how I knew it was a pit viper because it has the diamond, like the slit in its eye.
That's so cool.
I was like, oh, so I took, again, ChatGPT'd, and then I kind of searched around the internet to see it was a copperhead snake. Dude, it was like 4 feet long. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was such a big snake. I couldn't believe it.
Dude, I can't with snakes either. I can't.
I do not like snakes. I'm not a fan of snakes whatsoever. But that's another one though. Like, I was so infatuated in that moment. Like, I've never seen this before in the wild. Like, and it's right there. It wasn't coming after me. That's the thing about snakes, spiders, all that stuff that I've definitely come to learn. They're not going to chase you down.
Yeah.
Like,
but
they're going to go away from you.
In my mind, for some reason, super unrational. But like, I see a big old spider. Like, let's say I'm running on the trail and I see that snake, right? And it's too big to be a garden variety snake.
Yes.
Immediately I go, I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. Go. And you better time my 40 because it's going to be the fastest one you've ever seen. Like, something in my head goes, dude, you're surrounded.
If you brought that to a pro day.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been looking. If you put a snake behind you, everyone would have been looking because your 40 would have been so fast.
I don't stop when the 40 ends. I'm gone.
He goes right out the door. Yeah. No, that was another one. And then I saw a scorpion in person.
Oh, yeah. I've seen one of those. That's cool.
They're small, though. They're tiny. They're tiny.
You should. I didn't see one that was that small, but I hope you stayed far away because the small ones are the ones that kill you.
I stayed far enough away.
Yeah,
like
that's one thing I do know about scorpions. If they're the smaller they are, they're either small and highly venomous, or they're young like a snake and will completely just empty
like a snake.
But like there are the smaller ones like that are naturally smaller. They're more venomous.
Yeah, that's the one I saw was the really small one, and I was just like, oh, this is because all you see on TV are the ones that are like as big as your hand or like bigger. You know, like the bigger, like they look like a lobster almost.
Yeah.
But even when I've seen them in captivity, they're not that much. They're not really that big. They're kind of small.
Yeah, in general, they're small.
Yeah, but this one was tiny. This one was a little tiny one. Saw it in a parking lot leaving a bar after a March Madness game last year.
That's dope.
I saw it at the corner of my eye. I was like, what is that? And I looked. I'm like, oh, damn, it's a scorpion. That's crazy.
Do you see lots of lizards in Houston?
Out here?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
I used to see a lot in Austin, but I don't really see any here in Dallas.
I don't really see that many here. Seeing a tarantula was crazy. We don't really see anything out here. We do see like mice and stuff. Like we had mice in our garage when we first got here that we had to get forcefully removed. Unfortunately,
no,
I
can't kill a wolf spider, but you kill the mice.
I didn't kill anything.
I never said I killed anything.
Didn't kill it. I didn't say you killed it. I said you ripped its legs off one by one. It wasn't dead. It was alive.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. I hand feed him. He's got 4 legs left. 3 on one side, 1 on the other. I don't want him attacking me.
It's just all the front legs are gone, so he's just on the ground sliding.
He's got the 3 right legs, 1 left leg, so he's always taking a turn. He can never go straight, so I know I can get away.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I can get away. He's always taking a right, so I can get away if he's ever going to attack me.
It's like that meme, you can live forever, but there's a snail that will slowly chase you to the ends of the earth, no matter where you go, and you can never be too comfortable.
You can never be too. You never know. He might catch up. Once you get comfortable, he's there.
Yeah,
he's gonna get you. No, but we don't really see many of those things out here. We see weird colored ducks and a ton of what are they, red-tailed hawks or something like
Oh,
that.
that's dope.
Yeah, they're all over the place here. But this community we live in was clearly built on just a patch of open land. Like we have a ton of ants.
Oh,
Ants everywhere, but it's because it was clear like a desert that they put grass on and then put houses on. So like they just pop up, and they're fire ants too. So like you're mowing the lawn, you step on it, you better get them off your shoe quickly.
yeah. And they're not here to play. They're not gonna sniff around
They are
first.
no
joke.
joke.
Yeah,
They're worse.
sting
I
first.
I would rather see a tarantula than than step in a fire ant hill.
And every guy, I met somebody that said they've never in their life been stung by an ant. I said, you gotta be lying, because
That's because
everybody has
not
that
in
core
Texas.
memory of stepping in an ant pile and standing there and having no idea. And then all of a sudden you're being attacked from the knee down, and you don't know
Attacked from
what's
the knee
happening.
down, yeah. When I showed up for first day baseball and when I was in college, I stepped on a fire ant hill and didn't know it. Now we don't really have fire ants in New York. Like we just have those black ants that they like pinch at you, but they can barely do anything. They don't do anything. They're tiny little
Them fire ants do
whatever
something.
ants. I stepped in it. I just start feeling my leg just starts burning, and I look and they're just covered on my leg. Oh my God, that was my first day. No wonder I didn't make it past fall.
Look, I would have stripped right there. Them pants would be off. Look, I'm running, I'm screaming, I'm looking for water.
Yeah, get those things off me. But we see a lot of those out here. They're all over the backyard. But we have an awesome exterminator that comes out. I'm not going to mention him. He hasn't been back yet. Once he comes back for a second time and we're still good, then I'll give him a plug. Then I'll give him a plug. Only came out once. He did get rid of the mice pretty quickly, which was awesome.
Is it Gary?
I didn't do anything. No, his name's not Gary.
Oh,
Camera.
I throw it out there. Gary sounds like a great exterminator name.
It's like, do you ever watch the show Community?
No.
They have a Halloween episode that's narrated by George Takei. You know George Takei's from Star Trek, and
I couldn't tell. I couldn't. I don't know.
It's fine. At the end, you might actually be able to tell if you heard his voice. He has a very distinct voice. But at the end of the episode, he's like, "This is a freebie for all those Kyles out there. Hello, you've reached the phone of Kyle. He's with George Takei. You'll have to call him back."
That's funny.
It's like like if your name, hey Greg, shout out to you.
Shout
Good
out to
extermination
you, yeah.
business you got going on there. Get Greg if you ever need extermination. No, I don't remember what his name is, but he was good. He was the Texas exterminator. Had the button down shirt, big belt buckle, blue jeans, 10-gallon hat. And he came in and he got rid of the pests.
I'll take care of these for you real quick. Don't you worry about it, Mr. Chris. Is it? I'll get them out of here right quick.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Mr. Chris and Miss Mary.
Mr. Chris, Miss Mary.
Mr.
Miss
Chris,
Mary,
Miss Mary.
nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always do the thing with Mary when we're talking about it.
Speaking of Mary, she better stop dodging me. Every time you come to see me, man, she's doing something else.
Well, it's not you. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to this with a friend. She's like, who's a friend? Momo. Yeah, I'm not good. I'm good.
That's 100% what's
Yeah,
happening.
I'm good. I'm good. No. I'm good. You go. You go. But it was twice now, right? Or is it 3 times?
It's been 3 times.
3 times.
It's officially been 3 times.
3 times.
Tell her it's beef. What's up? It's on site.
I will. I'll take her side on one thing. She was never gonna go to the UFL game.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that at the beginning.
Never gonna go to the UFL game. There was never a shot that she was gonna go there. When we went out the one night, she probably would have gone. I think she wanted to go, but she was tired. I was like, you can stay home. We're just gonna go. We're gonna hang for a little bit, and then we went and hung. I was like, you should have went.
Yeah.
Like that might be my fault.
No, that was fun. The spot to be, Sidecar Social.
Sidecar Social. Never heard of it, but it is a spot to be. That was fun.
It's the only place I know that, one of the only places I know that has mango carts. That mango beer.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
With you, which is a rarity in itself because I don't really drink anymore. So that's how you know I was there for a good hang.
And look at us,
for a good hang with
both
my
wearing
boy.
green shirts. This wasn't planned.
Green. This wasn't planned. We're both wearing Ken Griffey Jr. This wasn't planned.
No, so hold on. Both got baseball hats on. You might not like this one though.
Why would you put that one on?
Because this is.
Why would you own that one?
No, I got this from when I played. in college, I played in the Fenway Bowl, or I think it was called the Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking
But
about.
yeah,
The one
so
that's played at Fenway.
they gave us like they opened. We were like, can we get hats? And they were like, yeah. And they opened up like their like downstairs, like under the stadium, their equipment room.
Yeah,
and gave
yeah,
us
I
like
know,
the
I
players,
actually know
like
exactly
the
what
extra
you're talking
players
about.
hats. And
That's
so this is
awesome.
like a genuine hat that the players wear for the games. And I did
That
not
looks
get
in pretty good. You must never wear it. That looks in good
Oh
condition.
no, I don't ever wear it. But
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
too
say, that looks
small
in
though.
really
Like
good
because I got it when I had smaller hair, and now my dreads kind of it doesn't really fit right. Tight as hell.
Yeah, on the back, I see that. I tell people all the time. So I joke, but I worked for the Red Sox when I first got a call.
Oh really?
Everyone
That's
says,
good.
"How could you do that?" And I say, "Well, no other team won. No other team in the entire world wanted to pay me money except for the Red Sox to work for them. So I worked for the Red Sox."
Shout out Red Sox.
People, no, I'm good. People will, people will always say like, "I could never work for X, Y, Z." But when you have no other options, let's
You will
really
work
see you
for
make that
X, Y,
decision.
Z.
Yeah, let's see you make that decision. But the one of the coolest things I've done, and we talked recently about how I played at the Kia Center in Orlando. One of the coolest things I think I've ever did in my life is I took batting practice at Fenway Park when I was working with the Red Sox. We got to do it as a staff. They pitched you a ball, and you got to take like a round of batting practice. I actually took 2 rounds because I apparently went in on some other group as well. Didn't realize I was doing it, but I was like, whatever. What are they going to do? Kick me out? I'm already done anyway. So what's the difference? So I got to take a couple rounds of batting practice at Fenway, and like that's a moment that is it's the oldest stadium in
Yeah, that's a
North
historic
America.
moment. Yeah.
It's probably the most historic stadium in the entire country, one of the most historic in the entire world. And I almost took one over the Monster, but I didn't. I hit the top of the Monster, and I hit the top of the triangle in center field. And if I would have just taken that hit I did to center field and pulled it, I would have pulled it over the Monster.
But you know the
'Cause that's
Monster's
like
not letting you go
450.
over it if you're a Yankees fan. It's just not happening.
Nah, it's true. That's what they said. That's what they said. If you're a Yankees fan, it's not going over. I do not regret any time working for the Red Sox. I don't care. That's part of my resume or my legacy. I went to every single Yankees game that was there. I went to all the Yankees Red Sox playoffs games that were there. I got to see that fight between Joe Kelly and Tyler Austin. I was literally the 3rd row behind home. If you really look, you could probably see me because I was right there. You can hear everything they're saying. It's a fun time. I got to watch batting practice while eating my lunch because no one was allowed in the park yet. So I'd sit out in the outfield, watch batting practice, chat up with the players.
That's dope.
Good times. Good times. Now it's better times, though. Almost as good times in D.C. when I would literally just be on the bench during the game with you guys.
No, we just
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just chilling for a minute. Culture shock after you leave there and go to other leagues. You're like, oh, wait, this is not how it works. You can't just sit on the bench. That's crazy. That's wild. Well, I'm going to let you go. I know you don't have too much time left. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Next time we'll be in person. No technical difficulties. We won't cut out while we're talking about Pokemon. We'll talk all the way about Pokemon next time. We'll do it in person.
We will give adequate time to Pokemon. I will go back and do my research. You go back and you find out what the hottest new game is, and then we'll reconvene.
I'm pretty sure there's a new game coming out soon. I better hope Joe Brown's not listening to this. That's my friend. He commentates for VGC. Because he's yelling at Ghost right now. He's yelling at Ghost.
You know the game. We talked about it.
You know the game. We talked about it. We just watched it a couple weeks ago. I was there. I was sitting next to you. But anyway, all right, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you, Momo, for being here. Thank you all for listening. Again, please subscribe to the podcast if you don't already. If you're on YouTube, just go to the bottom, hit subscribe. If you are on anything else, Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere else, hit the follow button, give us 5 stars, leave us a comment, do all that stuff. It all helps us so much. It helps push the people that have never heard of the podcast before. So whether you're listening for the first time or you've never heard this before, follow along. We keep doing podcasts. We do it every week, and we have a good time doing it. So you're going to want to stick around. We have a couple podcasts coming up, a couple guests coming up. I can't wait to share them with you all. They're being recorded this week. Hopefully multiple of them will be recorded this week so I could just get them going and get them out, and you guys can enjoy as they go because things are going to get busy for me, so I want to make sure I get those as soon as possible. If you have a guest suggestion, please go to Mad Props Pod on Instagram and shoot us a message and tell us who you think we should bring on to Mad Props. We can reach out to just about anybody, so let your mind wander. Not saying they'll ever come on, but let your mind wander a little bit. Bigger the better, right? Make sure you follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter /X MadPropsPod. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can see clips and the full podcasts themselves at MadPropsPod as well. Make sure you follow Sketching Up Podcast and Crosstown 9 Podcast, both within the Schnabel Studios family. And you can follow me on Instagram as well, at Chris Schnabel, or on TikTok, at Chris.Schnabel. Thank you guys for listening. Go listen to some past episodes. We have Ava Bunn from Scrubs. We have Rob Paulson, Pinky in the Brain, Carl Weezer, the original Raphael. We have Phil Lamar, Hermes. He's in the new Invincible right now, so you want to go listen to him. Go listen to all that stuff. It's really good stuff. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. This has been Mad Props. Later.